G'day, I'm Chris Mackay. So for you people that have been following along, good to see you again. And for some of you people that hopefully I can help you out with a little bit of information, it's good to see you. If you find this helpful for you, or you think you know somebody that may be able to utilise this information, I'm quite happy for you to pass it on. So I'll just give you a brief rundown. I don't like to talk too much, but I had an issue with this fault code that kept reoccurring. The problem is it wouldn't present until I drove the car about 2.5 hours on the highway. Occasionally I'd have it in cruise control. I'd be cruising along, the car would have this weird hesitation. Within 3 or 4 seconds I'd then have the restricted performance display. I'd lose all the power. So this has been progressively getting worse for a few years. I've been chasing this for a few years. One of the first times it did it, I'd driven, I think it was probably about approximately 8 hours on the highway. I was just outside of Adelaide, about to drive into Adelaide. Adelaide's got a series of really steep hills. I was towing the camper. I was cruising along, it did that bit of a weird jerk, then come into performance restriction. Then I basically drove into Adelaide at 40 or 50 kilometres an hour climbing them hills. Then on the way home from Adelaide, I don't remember it actually playing up, but then over the last couple of years I've been trying to narrow down what the problem is. I've been checking all sorts of things: no manifold leaks, no vacuum leaks, no boost leaks, all the things you could think of that may cause this generic code, and that's basically what this code is. It's a generic code. Then periodically over the last few years I've been spending a bit of time trying to research what the definition of that particular code was. And unfortunately it doesn't specifically point to a particular problem. It just says that there is a problem with boost, over boost. So what I'll do is I'll quick look at what the scenario looks like, how to get to the throttle body, and in this case it seems to have rectified my problem. I've driven the car continuously on those sort of trips for probably 2.5, 3 years and haven't had this reoccurrence. Because of the time frame, 2.5 to 3 years, is because I don't travel that sort of distance on a regular basis. The last probably 6 or 8 months, 12 months, I've been out with my race car, towing the race car behind the Land Rover, and currently I haven't had that issue. In the past I'd be towing my camper or the race car and I would have come up with that issue. So hopefully it may not be a solution for you, but this is what I found for me, and considering that I can't get it to reoccur, I'm pointing out the throttle body being the problem. So I'll run into the video, give you a couple of explanations, and I'll probably meet you at the end of the video. Thanks. This is my Discovery 4. So to get to the throttle body, you need to take this cover off, undo this, lift it out the way, then you can get this cover up and lift that up out of the way. So you need to remove this section here. So there's a clip here that needs to be removed. These need to be taken off. Be very careful with this one. This is quite brittle. As you can see, I've done a repair here that snapped off when I was checking the throttle body. You can leave this on. If you move this forward, there's a bolt down there. I'll show you in another video, I'll point it out to you. You need to undo that bolt, loosen this, make sure they're disconnected, and you can lift it up and set it over here out the way so you can access the throttle body. So that's in here. What I'll do is I'll use a non Land Rover one on the bench, just so I can show you what you need to look for. If you're not confident in doing this, talk to your mechanic about it and ask them to do this test. Yes, I know this is not a Land Rover throttle body, but the principle is the same. The Land Rover one is plastic, and the butterfly is also plastic. So if you push that closed like that with your finger and let go of it, it should open automatically like that. If you push that closed, remove your finger and that stays closed, that's the problem. The butterfly wears a groove in the housing, and when you go to close it, or when the car closes it and tries to reopen it, it can't. The actually stays in the closed position and logs that code. That's what I'm assuming, because I found this online. I unfortunately spent quite a lot of time looking for problems with the throttle body online, and I came across a video that a gentleman that's a mechanic, he's got a van. You may have seen it. I couldn't find the video again because I wanted to send him a message thanking him for his efforts in showing me what he'd found, and that's what we find. In his case, he was filing some butterflies to alleviate the sticking. He's then suggested, don't mess with it, just put a new one on it. He is from the UK somewhere, I'm not sure exactly, but that's what I found. When I closed my butterfly, let go of it, the thing would just stay closed. I did give it a whack with a hammer and a slight pry bar just to reposition the butterfly, and it worked for a short period, but I just went out and bought a new throttle body for it. I wasn't messing around with that. And that seems to have solved the issue. Hopefully this has helped you. If it has, that's great. If it hasn't, keep persisting, you'll find what the problem is. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it took me about 2 years to find it because I don't spend a lot of time on the highway at 2.5 to 3 hours of continuous driving. But when I did, it was around that sort of time frame that I would have that problem. It'd be fairly simple. I'd just pull over, turn the car off, wait a minute or two, restart it, and it would reset itself. But it always logged that fault code, and that code would remain. It would then reoccur. I'm not sure, I don't remember exact time frames, but after that would probably be anywhere between half an hour to 3 hours. So hopefully this has helped you out. I'm not 100% sure this is going to be your problem, but I'm fairly confident this is the problem that I had. But like I said, that particular code is generic, saying that it has a problem with boost control. So if you have a look through that fault code on YouTube and some of the forums, there's lots of people reporting different issues and different areas that could cause that problem. But this is what I found. Hopefully helped you. Thank you.